Hello, my name is Paul Daggett with Remax Realty Professionals. I'd like to welcome you today. I have a very important question to ask, and it's basically, why is it important to hire a qualified drone pilot? And that's our focus today. Today with me, I have Rob Gunn. He's president and CEO of AgCon Aerial. Hello, Rob, and thanks for being here today.
Hi, Paul. Thanks for having me join you today for this very important message that you really need to get out, or we need to get out.
Yeah, well, absolutely, and it's a great pleasure to have you here to be able to share with folks out there the importance of this particular segment that we're doing. First of all, can you tell us a little bit about the background and how you got involved in the drone technology environment?
Well, this goes back about 4 years. Kind of bought one as a toy, and I do have a survey background, so then it very quickly evolved to what I could do with this thing, and started doing mapping with it, and and then that just kind of evolved into that we need to also be training people, educating them, and helping them prepare them to write their Transport Canada exams.
Oh, that's excellent. And so companies today offer drone photography and videography here in Calgary. And from my experience, I've found that a lot of the companies are, fully qualified to offer this service, yet some aren't. Can you expand upon this for me?
Well, and I think in the past, before the regulations changed, June 1st of 2019, it was a little bit more difficult to obtain a certificate to fly commercially, and that was done through an SFOC, or a Special Flight Operations Certificate. But I do believe there was a lot of people doing it without the proper credentials, just for the cost or the price they were offering their services for. They are very easy to fly and take off, and not maybe be aware of all the things that we need to be aware of: airspace and other air traffic and all the other hazards that go with it.
Well, part of the fact is that it's newer technology. There weren't a lot of regulations really in place when it came out. So people were just out there unaware of what the regulations and laws really were, and they were just flying them, using them for their capabilities. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, like since I started and before, there was commercially you had to get the SFOC, but recreationally, there was Transport Canada had a recommended list of do's and don'ts. Well, so don't fly it beyond your line of sight. Don't fly it over people. Well, we recommend you don't. So there was no real, no real laws, no real enforcement. Well, they couldn't enforce anything, no penalties. So a lot of people would just do it under that, say, hey, I'm just out doing recreational stuff, and then they flip some pictures to a realtor and that sort of thing. So that definitely was going on, and I mean, I'm sure it still is with the licensing or certificate system, but it definitely gives a clear path of the steps you need to take to operate legally.
Right. So in the event that a drone pilot is out there and they're doing videography and photography for an agent, they may not be certified. So what would be penalties that would be incurred by that drone pilot if they weren't certified?
Well, and that's where operating a drone beyond the regulations, commercially can be up to $5,000 per offense. So that can be, not registering your drone, which is a $5 charge on Transport Canada. So there's no excuse to not register your drone. But the things of flying in controlled airspace, if you don't have an advanced certificate, that's $5,000. Endangering aircraft or people on the ground is another $5,000. So they kind of add up, and it can really get costly. And at the end of the day, if there's an incident and liability is looked for, they're going to come after whoever hired that likely uninsured pilot, as well as unqualified.
So what key questions do you think the agent should be asking before hiring a particular company to provide real estate drone services?
I mean, the first one would be the simplest. Do your drone pilots have their advanced operator certificate? Now they can operate with a basic operator certificate, but most of Calgary, a very large part of Calgary, is covered by controlled airspace, so they would need their advanced. Again, flying in Calgary, you're in and around built-up areas, so you really do need your advanced. And you know, there's a lot more that could go wrong with houses close by, a lot more people around. So I would think you should ask that they have their advanced operator certificate, just so you have the confidence that they're well trained and well prepared and qualified to carry out these missions.
Okay, great. And what about insurance? Is insurance important?
Insurance is important. Under the new regulations, Transport Canada does not require you to carry liability insurance anymore. But yeah, I'm sure as you would require, any of your contractors, third parties to carry liability insurance. There is an aircraft liability insurance that's fairly affordable. $300 a year will get you $2 million liability. So. Not, no excuse not to have life.
Yeah, well, that's great. So this has been very informative, Rob, and I really appreciate your assistance. This will enlighten many agents out there in the world of drone photography and videography, of how to go about doing it legally and providing professional service for their clients, making sure they have the right professionals in place to do that. So once again, Rob, I'd like to thank you for your time, and I hope that this is really helping a lot of the realtors throughout the Calgary area. And so thank you for watching, and Rob, have a great day, and everybody else, be safe, have a great day.